What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first video on this channel. I kind of just wanted to, you know, tell a story or two. I definitely watch a lot of YouTubers that also make content like this, and I thought, I kind of have some similar experiences, so why not just make videos and maybe it'll entertain people. Um, so yeah, this story is gonna be about the first time I tried Eddie's. Um, it happened quite a while ago. I live on the West Coast, and my girlfriend was in college at the time, and so she was more toward the Midwest, not in the West Coast like I was, and so I would go visit her from time to time. She came back home a lot, but I would go fly out and visit her one time. And at this point, when I was visiting her, I had smoked maybe like once or twice. Like it wasn't anything crazy. Like I didn't even feel it my first few times, as a lot of people can share that sentiment. So I was kind of thinking like, man, people have been hyping this up for so long, and I'm not really feeling anything. Like I don't understand what this is really about. I was pretty confident. I had smoked with a few people, and they've been like, damn, you facing that whole thing. Like I was taking big hits, and I wasn't really feeling anything. So I was pretty comfortable, and I was going to visit my girlfriend, and I had to get on the flight or whatever, and I was at the point in my life where I had never bought anything to get. Like I've never bought anything off anyone. The only thing I've done for smoking is like socially. If someone has it, I would take a hit or two. But now we're gonna be in my girlfriend's college dorm with her other roommates, and she be telling me that she smokes a little bit. So I'm like, all right, bet, I'm down. And she tells me that her friend got her edibles, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And I didn't know the difference between smoking and taking an edible. I didn't know how much it hits you when you take an edible, because it converts into the different, like, cannabinoid, I think it's called. I don't know the technical terms, but from what I understand, when you ingest cannabis and THC, it kind of changes inside your body when it's broken down, and it's way more potent, and like you can have visuals and stuff, which I have stories about that. But that's what I understood now, but back then I didn't really understand any of that. And so I end up getting to the dorm, we're hanging out, we're doing whatever, and I finally get settled, and she's like, "Do you want to go get some food?" So we go get some food, blah blah blah, and we come back to the dorm, and I meet her kind of roommates. Only one of them was there, but then her other roommate got back from work, and so we all met. And I'd be seeing them on FaceTime and stuff. We be chilling. So it was like, "Hey, how you doing?" We're all meeting. It's cool. But then, because her roommate came back from work, she was like, "Do you want to go get food downstairs?" And I'm like, "Okay, we'll go with you." So one of the roommates stayed. So it's me, my girlfriend, and this roommate. I'm gonna call her. Oh, what am I gonna call her? I'm gonna call her Nina. So it's Nina, my girlfriend, and me. And we all go to the burger spot. And once I'm there, I'm feeling it a little bit, but like I didn't really realize. I kind of was convincing myself in my head, like, oh no, it's not like it can't be that edible, right? Like, I've never tweaked like this. So I get my food, I sit down, and I start eating it, and I remember I'm sitting in the chair, and all of a sudden it's like my vision got pushed back. Like my FOV, if you guys play video games, it was like my FOV expanded, and I could see more in my world, and it kept like pushing and going back and forth, and I was like, oh my god, I'm bugging. And so I look at my girlfriend, like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and she's like, okay. I get up and go to the bathroom, and I am just tweaking. I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm like, I don't look normal. Like I don't understand how edibles work and how weed works, and it makes your perception altered, because I had never really felt anything. So that got me messed up. And so I went back out to where they were eating, and I just am shaking my head, and I'm like kind of laughing to myself, and I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. And so I keep eating my food. And I start noticing the cotton mouth. Um it was to the point where I was chewing my food, and like I just couldn't taste it. Like I was chewing my food and it just felt like slop in my mouth. Like my whole perception of taste and my sense of taste was completely ruined. Like I was drinking my drink, it felt like I was drinking TV static. When I was eating the burger, it felt like chum bucket food, like slush and slop in my burger. Like it was bad. And so we end up getting up to head out. And I whole time when I'm like sitting in the chair bugging, there's two campus security officers. So I'm trying to not look insane. I don't really know that those people can do anything. Like I don't think they have insane like like they're not like police. Unless they are. I don't really know. Um but if you know, let me know. But I see them and so I'm trying to not freak out and like I'm just never experienced how your visuals change and I'm like, bro, what is happening, bro? Like I'm freaking out. I didn't know this was what it was like. I just thought it was something light that I maybe felt as like a placebo the first times I smoked. Nah, this shit was fucking me, bro. Because it had just kind of hit that peak where when we popped it before we went down to get food. And I think I popped about 70 milligrams from my first edibles. Insane. They packaging was like it wasn't like a dispensary edible. It was like kind of like one of those sketchy ones, and it has like a actual brand. I think they were Jolly Rancher gummies, and the packaging said there was like 600 milligrams in the whole package, but there was only like a certain amount of gummies in it. Blah blah blah. Like the sometimes the packaging just doesn't add up because I'm not like a super tolerant edible taker. I can take 10 and I'll feel fine. I'm off 10 right now. Um, and then if I take 20, I start bugging a little bit, just like with the visuals and stuff. And then I take 30 and beyond, like it can couch lock me. I'm pretty good at not being couch locked, but if it just gets to that point, especially if I'm smoking with it, it'll happen. So I didn't really have to like I didn't have the preconceived notion of how bad it was gonna be. So I was just like, I'm gonna take 70. Also, sorry if you hear my cat in the background. She's kind of loud, but she's chill. So anyway, we leave the burger spot and I'm starting to walk outside and I just cannot walk straight. Like I'm like bugging. Like I seriously am not able to keep myself up. Like my legs, like I have a big thing when I'm taking edibles, like my body will pulse, like my muscles will fire, and my knees were really bad. This is kind of how it started, I think, but the knees go crazy when I take eddies. So, especially on something like 70 for my first time with no tolerance, I was cooked, bro. Yeah, so we're walking back into the dorm, and at this point, I am done. Like, I cannot fathom even going up this elevator right now. Like, I don't even know what the elevator is. I feel insane. Like, I like it feels like I got hit with a flashbang, and I just kept moving. Like, everything was super bright, and like my vision was tilted. I can kind of get flashbacks to it. It was insane. But I finally got in the room, and I just was laying in bed the whole time. I was so cold, but I know I had to get up and shower, so my girlfriend had to like push me and like get me out of the bed to like go shower. So I went to shower, and I literally was freaking out. Like I was seeing that my hair was falling out. Like there might have been some hair in the shower just because it's a bunch of girls in the dorm. Girls leave their hair in the shower. But I was literally looking at my feet and seeing hair, and I was scrubbing my hair with the conditioner, and the droplets kept falling out, but I thought they were black, and I thought my hair was falling out, and I kept like moving my feet on the floor to try to pick up the hair. I'm telling you, I was freaking out. Like, and the light kept going back and forth in my focus. I was focusing on the things I wasn't supposed to focus on, so I was freaking out. And like I finally got through that shower. I was so cold. I got dressed, kind of messed with my hair. It was cooked. I didn't even like dry my hair right. I lay back down, and because my hair is wet and like there's like a little breeze because they leave the window open in the dorm, I'm freaking out and I'm shivering. I was shivering all night, and I was like, I'm telling you guys, when I was talking about I've seen visuals off of edibles, this was a time where I see closed eyed visuals. I don't know if you guys have ever tripped before. They weren't quite like that, but I was super, super high. I was definitely seeing some visuals. They were like visuals of how the different parts of my body worked. Like the top half, the middle half, the bottom half of my body was like working a certain type of way. And they just, like, when I would breathe, the top diagram would go. And like when I felt my stomach go in and out when I was breathing, the middle diagram would go. And they would have like interactive things on them, and I could see the processes happening with my eyes closed. And so I'm like shaking back and forth. I'm having these visions and I'm super cold. And they ask me, "Bro, are you good? Like, are you good? Like do you need help? Like, what's wrong with you?" And I say, "I didn't know my body worked this way." I was freaking out, bro. But eventually I fell asleep. I kept waking up in the middle of the night though. And one of these times when I woke up in the middle of the night, I was on the bed with my girlfriend, and I was so high still, bro. I was high the next day. But we were laying down at night, and my girlfriend keeps like backing up on me. And it was really cold in the dorm, so she was trying to get warm. But I thought she was like trying to like get it on, bro. I was like, no, bro, like you got roommates in here. I'm way too faded for that, bro. Um, and so she just kept going and kept going, and bro, I got lost in it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I got lost in it with her two roommates in the room. I was so faded, and like the next day, we had to go on a trip because we were leaving San Diego. So we were saying that I was or I was staying in her dorm for the first day and leaving on that trip the next day by taking the train. 'Cause you know SoCal be some trains. I was staying in her dorm for the first part of the trip because we're gonna take a train in the next day. Like the area that I was in, it was kind of like a valley, not really like a valley area, like kind of like Midwest area, if you guys can think about that. And then it had like a train that would take you to the town and stuff. It was crazy, and I was just on this trip with her family, and I was still faded the next day, bro. And my first time being faded, bro, I did not realize how bad it was. But yeah, and then and we talked about it, and I was like, "Do you remember anything about last night?" Because I literally couldn't remember it, bro. She had to like remind me, like I was so messed up, bro. It was bad. It's like I look back on it now, and I was like, okay, like my first time, bro, first time being faded, and that's crazy, bro. That's a crazy experience. And like I look back on it, and I'd be joking about it with my girlfriend now, but it's like, dude, that's crazy that they did that, bro. Like insane that I don't know. I'm saying they. It's us, bro. Crazy that we did that. But I really just, I'm glad nothing crazy happened. That like I got caught. You know what I mean? So, definitely an experience. I'd be getting it down in some places. But yeah, that's kind of all for this story. I'll probably have some more stories coming too. I've got quite a few. Um, yeah, that's the first time I did Eddie's. Maybe I'll drop like the first time I smoked. I got some cross-faded stories. Like I got some stuff, so um I'll definitely drop some more videos just to make sure, you guys got some content. And if this video was educational to you or help kind of see what things are like when you take edibles, I'm glad. I don't recommend anyone do that. I know it's legal in most states, and even across the ocean, but you must be responsible, and if you are not of age, don't do it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll have another video out soon.